So what made the difference? Why was it that I gained weight instead of losing it? Well, that's the question I asked ChatGPT today. So we're going to take a look at what it had to say. Have you ever been on a diet and had a really bad day? What about a bad week? How do you handle those situations? Let's take a look at what happened to me this past week. So welcome to my daily diet and weight loss update. We're going to cover a few different things today, but one of the most important is what happened to my weight this week and why it happened. So let's jump into it. So I started my week this week at 236.6 pounds. That was on Monday. On Sunday morning, I woke up, I was 237.8 pounds, so I gained 1.2 pounds over the week. Now I know I was in a calorie deficit, so what made the difference? Why was it that I gained weight instead of losing it? Well, that's the question I asked ChatGPT today, so we're going to take a look at what it had to say. So my actual prompt was my week, what happened? And it gave me the bottom line. I always ask for the bottom line first because I just want to get to the point, and then I can look at the details later if I want. So the bottom line is you likely lost fat this week, but water retention from prednisone, which I took for 3 days, sodium and cumulative carbs masked it on the scale. So in 12 weeks of dieting, I've lost somewhere between 25 and 30 pounds, depending on what the scale says that day. And if there's one thing that I've learned, it's the fact that you don't panic. When you wake up in the morning and the scale has gone up, whether it's half a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, as long as you're being honest in what you're tracking and you're tracking it accurately, you know what's going on behind the scenes. I know for a fact that I was burning fat, even though I had a higher calorie day or two, but we'll get into that a little bit more. But I still knew that I was burning fat. So here's why it happened. Well, it gives me the breakdown, starting the week at 236.6, ending it on Sunday morning at 237.8, so a gain of 1.2 pounds. And then it talks about this drop that I had in the middle of the week to 237.4, suggesting the fat loss was happening. See, your weight goes up and down. I'm sure you've noticed that if you weigh yourself every day. Some people recommend weighing yourself once a week. I do it every day, and then I just have chat give me a trend to let me know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. So it talks about the prednisone impact that I took it Thursday through Saturday. Prednisone does cause fluid retention in many cases, and the higher weight on Sunday is consistent with that bloat peaking. So even though I had stopped taking it, the effect of it getting me higher on the scale was just peaking at that point. So here's the summary. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not too bad, just right in line with that, somewhere around 1,500 calories, which is where I like to stay. Friday, I blew it, 26, 25. So that was probably maintenance. So instead of losing a little bit of weight that day, I just stayed consistent. But remember, it's not all about a win or a lose. Every day is not going to be a win. Sometimes you just need to balance things out over the week. And that's what I do. I shoot for a weekly target, 10,500 calories. Do I hit it? Not exactly. I'm sometimes above, sometimes a little under. But overall, it averages out. And that's why I've been able to consistently lose weight since that time, since I started. Let's take a look back at the numbers again. So the average that I ate Monday through Saturday, Sunday I haven't eaten anything yet today, was 1,738 calories a day. That's high. Prednisone does make you hungry. I'm going to blame it on prednisone, but really I just felt like eating that one day. I had a really high day. Went out to eat with my wife and enjoyed myself. I had a good time. And I still consider it a win. So I'm going to try to eat lower today. Don't know if I'll be able to do that or not, but we'll see what happens at the end of the week. So if your TDEE, if my total daily energy expenditure is 2,400 to 2,500, then I'm in a 700 daily deficit. It breaks it down, that's 1.2 to 1.5 pounds of fat loss, which lines up with what should have shown up on the scale, but didn't show up on the scale because of these other issues. So sodium plus carbs is water. Eating a higher sodium diet does cause you to hold on to water. At least that's what chat has taught me. And this glycogen, which I understand is carbohydrates that you store. For every molecule of glycogen, you're storing an additional 3 or 4 molecules of water, from what I've been told. So that also causes the scale to increase. And I did have some pretty ugly carbs this week. What actually happened? You likely burned fat. I know for a fact that I did. I mean, I see the numbers. I keep track of it very carefully. But held water from the prednisone, salt-heavy meals, carbs refilling glycogen, and a GI slowdown maybe. I mean, that's not something I really discuss here, but that's always a possibility. A digestive slowdown could cause something like this. So what are we expecting next? Off the prednisone, eating clean for a day or two, you may see a sudden loss. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, try to eat a little cleaner. Not necessary. I could continue on just with the diet as is, but eating cleaner for a few days would cause the water to flush or whoosh. It's called a whoosh whenever it goes out. Landing near 236 or even lower by Tuesday or Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see what happens this week, so follow along and we'll find out. I asked it to explain glycogen, so here we go. Your body's way of storing carbs for energy, a battery pack for quick fuel. It's an interesting analogy. So how does it work? Glycogen is glucose or sugar that's stored in your muscles and liver. Your body turns extra carbs from food into glycogen. It's used whenever your body needs quick energy, especially during movement, workouts, or between meals. And here's the kicker. Glycogen holds water. So for every gram of glycogen, your body holds 3 to 4 grams of water. I think I said this already. But anyway, it's good to repeat for emphasis. So when you eat more carbs or salty foods, your body refills glycogen, retains water, makes the scale go up. That's why eating one high-carb meal can cause that extra weight on the scale overnight. Up 1 to 3 pounds, that's considerable. Now, I'm not eating a low-carb diet. I've eaten a low-carb before, but I don't advocate doing that. I'm eating just a regular diet. I have a Coke every day. I enjoy eating chicken nuggets, and I eat out a lot, but I'm just counting calories, and it's working really well. And then I just thanked it for what it told me, and told me stay consistent, drink up, and keep posting. So that's what I plan on doing. So the bottom line for me is the fact that the scale did go up a little bit. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not afraid of it because I count every calorie. I'm very methodical when it comes to counting calories. And that's what you need to do. Even like not counting the cream in your coffee or not counting the few lifesavers that you may eat during the day. Those calories stack over the week. So be honest with yourself. Be honest with the numbers. And know that it is working in the background. We'll see you next time.